Welcome back to the Parasite of Eve 2. We are fighting a large baby made out of organ meat, which sounds like an unusual thing, but not for Ayabrea. She's used to this kind of thing by now. But we have a bit of a different strategy from last time. So, someone mentioned to me that something that could be pretty good against the large organ baby is not a fancy weapon, not a fancy magic spell, but maybe some good old-fashioned pepper spray. Which is a thing I have not been using much throughout the game. It is something you had available since the beginning, and it like stuns enemies. It's an early game thing, cheap to get. And that one guy who sells you weapons and ammo outside, he does sell that. So we are pepper sprayed up. And yeah, let's head in there. All right, time to shoot up a baby. Wow, 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 he says. Let's do it. All right, so let's shoot the head. So this has a whole lot of body parts, as we saw last time, but it turns out the only one that actually matters is the core. You gotta kill the core. Nothing, like, the health of everything else doesn't matter, which is kind of funny. You can kill all the other body parts if you want, if you have the weapons and ammo to do it. You don't have to. You don't have to. So that comes off. Gotta shoot the stump. Let's get out of the way so we don't become blind. Alright, now this opens up. So you gotta shoot into the core. Which is a problem because, as we've seen, that chest laser can one-hit kill me. But pepper spray... it turns out it does pretty well. So yeah, the health of the core is the only health that matters. Dropped a Ringer's solution. Sure, I'll take it. So, it has a lot of body parts, and if you run around and kill the body parts if you have the weapons and ammo to do it. I guess that weakens it and slows it down. And if you kill the more body parts you kill, it seems the more BP you get. So if you want to get a ton of BP, I assume you can carry that over, right, into the next playthrough, as that was a thing in the first game. So you could get a whole lot of BP, I suppose, if you wanted to just take him apart. I guess that's the idea there. But you don't need to. You don't need to. As far as what we need to do, well, I would like to save. Do you think there's a save point in this room? Because the answer is no. The answer is no. Maintenance bridge has a card reader attached. Well, there's no save point. Yeah, there's over there where I'm looking at. That's the door where we came into the room. That's the door. I can try to go back there. I have to help Eve. No saving for us. No saving for us. Okay. So, what should we do before we activate this? So I've been using the regular Magnum bullets. I bought a bunch from the guy outside, so I'm full up on Magnum bullets. I have not used the Maeda bullets that are more powerful. So I'm going to equip those. And that means on the attachments, I should put the regular Magnum bullets. For these empty spaces, I do have some Ringer's solution. Let's put those in there. And I could fill up the last two with some pepper sprays, as I have a bunch. And my health and MP are good, so let's use our keycard on this keycard reader. The card key worked. Right, we have to help Eve. Man, that thing vored twice in this game. Alright, so when it vored number 9, it became the big baby, but it was supposed to vor Eve, and so... Alright, no words needed. Parasite Eve is here to say, hey, I thought this was my game. What's going on? Is she in pepper spray range? Sure is. I should do this. Alright, so she can Psycho Crush her across the screen. No, my buffs ran out. I'm out of the meta bullets. Let's equip my regular ones. Zapping me with some status stuff. Over there. Ah, she got me. Right, so I guess I can't cast spells for the time being. There we go. Hugs. Got a result. Aya. Aya. Kyle? Just the voice we wanted to hear. Kyle, is that? You're alive. Hey, great. Ah, wonderful. Yeah, more or less. Huh? Where's Eve? She's fine. She's sleeping next to me. Phew. Kyle, there's a lot I have to tell you. Is there? Me too. Now, it's time to rest. But... When I first met you, Riveting. Hey, someone's down over here! A young woman and a child! We got 2 down. They're warm! And by that I mean alive. I don't know why I said warm, sorry. I guess that's kind of odd to say it like that. Hey! You okay? You sure lucky we found you in one piece. Medic, over here. Alright, roll credits based on the novel Parasite Eve. I mean, I guess technically they have to say that, but it's not, right? I mean, I haven't read the book, but I saw the movie. And, like, the first game made a reference to it. But, like, this game is kind of its own thing. Well, I know there's multiple endings. And, you know, there's things that we could have done to extend the ending. Like, you remember him? He's here. Hey, everyone, how you doing? I hope you enjoyed our game. And Kyle, there he is, pointing a gun. You remember the thrilling, engaging character of Kyle? And, oh yeah, I remember Mancubus. He was one of the more memorable bosses. And remember Army Guy? When they shot up all of the golems? Proving that guns are more stronger than bioorganic weapons? Oh, and here we are. We're the golems. We were really expensive to make, probably, and then we just got shut up. And here's me. It's like I'm psychic. I'm you, but psychic and young. Hey, I guess I'm a golem again. It's me for a second time. It's a little redundant, but it's me again. And what is that? Not actually sure. Is that just like one of the horse monsters? Yeah, I think that's when we were approaching the mines. And there's the orbital cannon. Which I guess was not actually necessary. Oh, here I am. I'm the flesh baby. I'm number 9. I got absorbed by the big thing, and it turned me into the baby. I wasn't supposed to be absorbed. That was not part of the plan, so I became the ultimate being, but I mean, it was not supposed to be me. Hey everyone, it's me, it's Kyle again. I'm pointing a gun probably, because kind of the only thing I do in this game. Alright, that was a scene when we were approaching the mines, yeah. And we hug a child. I hug the small version of me. And here I am pointing a gun. I guess this is when we were pointing a gun at number 9? when we entered that room. And then things blew up. Goodbye, Dryfield. I would like to see Dryfield when it was a bustling... I can't call it a town. It was like a few buildings. But I mean, there was like a time when people lived there, I guess. Squarts? Wait, what's Squarts? Square Arts? I assume it's an abbreviation for Square Arts? Also, let's not forget about Coca-Cola. I don't think I've seen Squarts before. I don't remember it. And then I guess you can carry your stuff into a new game, if you so please. This is my complete bonus. And that's my total BP. An exp. Next replay bonus, so I get that carrying in the next one, as well as a grenade attachment for the rifle. We get protein capsule. We get 9mm Hydra. Sure, I'll save a game. My understanding is that this game does not have something like the Chrysler Building, the big, insane New Game Plus Super Dungeon. Not sure why. Like, I think if you had played the first one, you probably would have expected something like that from this. Apparently, it doesn't have that. So, Parasite Eve 2. First game's better. I don't know, I played this because, some people said this was more of a survival horror game. Maybe I would like it than the first one. Nah, first game's a better game. First game's better. I had problems with some of its mechanics and how vague and weird some of the stuff was in that game about upgrading your weapons and how you equip stuff and how it really just kind of hid everything about how the mechanics worked. I had problems as far as that went. But just in terms of story, presentation, characters, music, plot, cutscenes, the first one is much better than this. I feel like the first... How to say this? I feel like the first game feels like a complete thought. Like they knew what they wanted to make and then they made it. And this game kind of feels like a compromise thought of... We are not sure that we want to make something like the first one again. Like, we're having second thoughts about that, right? We want to make a second game, but we don't want to make it play like the first one because for some reason we have second thoughts now. Let's make it more like something that's actually popular, which is Resident Evil. And sort of make like a hybrid of that. And I don't think it works well. I feel like it's, like I said, I just feel like it's a compromised thought as opposed to the first game, which was a completed thought. The first game, just even that aside, the first game had much better pacing, faster paced game, more interesting plot events happening, more interesting character interactions, going around New York City, basically, at will, being able to choose which way you want to go. Going back to the PD as your hub was interesting. There were some real fun cutscenes in that first game. Like the whole bit with, Eve destroying audiences. First by immolation and then by melting people into goo. There was the bit where Aya is on the flaming carriage. At the end of the game, the giant goo baby destroying the Statue of Liberty. Aya's partner jumping from the helicopter and igniting on fire to throw her the bullets. And there's some good scenes in that first game. I can't say there were any in this one. This was a very languid feeling game. I don't think there were any fun or good or interesting character interactions or cutscenes. the story is just mad science. It feels like they wanted to make it more like Resident Evil, so here is some group, an organization that's doing mad science with mitochondria. I feel like we never really got a whole lot of information about whoever that was supposed to be doing this. Like, number 9 was kind of the face of them. But I feel like whoever was behind it was never really... I don't know, maybe there was a file or something that would have gotten more into that. There was one point where it seemed like the story might have gotten interesting, and it was the point where we found that whoever was behind this expected people to sign up to turn into monsters. Like, they expected people to want to do that. I think if the story leaned more into that, that could have been fun. The whole idea about, oh no, this science is turning people into monsters, but actually people want to do that. Let's shed our human form, reject humanity, become Mindsuckler. Like, I think maybe if we lean more into that, this could have been a more fun story. And it didn't. It didn't do that. It felt like the game never got going, like the game was an eternal prologue. I know that the Acropolis Tower was a prologue, but then Dryfield also felt like a prologue, and the Shelter also felt like that. And I kind of expected the Shelter to be like Acropolis Tower was Mission 1. I kind of expected Dryfield and the Shelter to be Mission 2, and was surprised when I realized that no, actually the game is ending now. Oh, alright. I kind of felt like the game never got started. Strange. This is a strange game. Feels weird. Also, why was there, like, not really a soundtrack? Like, there's music during this attract mode, but this game has to have one of the most unremarkable soundtracks I can think of. And the first game had some pretty memorable music. Not this one. Also, Kyle, was he really supposed to be the love interest? I mean, I guess we're supposed to think he's cool. I feel like we're supposed to think he's cool. And we want Aya to get with him. I don't know, maybe some people felt that way. I feel like I had the opposite reaction to Kyle. Negging Aya about her forehead. And apparently it worked? Come on, Aya. Come on. Come on. Also, she never goes Super Saiyan. She's just like, oh, I don't want to be a monster. No one could ever love me. I'm a monster. And I don't want to use my powers because I'm a monster. And then Kyle's like, Aya, I don't care about your past. I just want you physically. I am an open enough person to look at you and see that your body stopped aging at the age of 24, and I'm open enough to think that that's totally hot. That's the kind of guy I am. I can see why Aya fell for him. Kind of an abrupt ending. Though, I mean, I guess if you get a better ending, there's more information given. I think this is considered to be the bad ending, because there was more stuff we could do to flesh some stuff out a bit. At the end, Eve turns into Parasite Eve. I guess, was that supposed to be like the same entity or consciousness as from the first game? Deciding to come back for a rematch? She didn't even say anything, though. I don't know. Just a very underwhelming game. Like, frequently, part 2 of a series has a tendency to be the best game in the series, because that's the one where they take what worked about the first game and, like, make it better and really flesh it out and do the things they didn't have time to do when they made the first one. You can see this with a whole bunch of Part 2s. You know, of course, a big one being Resident Evil 2 is like that. A big improvement over the first game. And, it's very strange about how in this one they just kind of reject a whole lot about the first one to try to make it more survival horror. I don't know, I guess thinking about what did I like, I kind of like Dryfield as an environment because it was so different from New York City from the first game. There's a dog, you know, Flint, like the dog. Coming up, having a hard time coming up with things to say that I liked about it because I didn't like too much about it. It was also kind of weird that the first game had, like, an ensemble cast of characters because you could go back and forth between locations and the police station. And this game seems to introduce Aya's team, and then they vanish for most of the game. You talk to some of them on the phone when you save, but it's just like, oh, Aya's been assigned to Dryfield. No one else can go with her because they're handling the fallout from the Acropolis Tower. So, you know, she can call them on the phone, but she has to handle it herself. And then at the end, you know, maybe someone shows up. I don't know. This feels directionless. Yeah. Well, I can't really think of anything to say. I like how for Kyle it says question morality. Kyle Madigan. What morality are we questioning? I mean, I guess he was like a double agent, but like a triple agent, pretending to be on number 8's side and spying on us, but actually he was against number 9. I keep saying number 8, number 9. Well, I guess that's it for Parasite Eve 2. A story about a woman who does not want to be a monster. Her lot in life to have superpowers and to be eternally young. She has it so hard. She just wants to be a normal person and not have awesome superpowers. Is that too much to ask? Aya Brea asks. Yes, it is. Well, that is Parasite Eve 2.